Given the name, one may think that the TR7 is a direct descendant of the model range that was inspired by the TR2. As we can see from this drop-head coupe soft top, similarities are few and far between. The first TR7s, unlike this 1980 model, did not even fashion the typical sports car drop-down top. This was not a decision made solely by the designers. As you'll see, other factors influenced how the first models were to take their shape. First though, let's explore this superbly cared for 2-litre engine TR7. In 1993, one lucky enthusiast found himself an offer that was hard to refuse. While similar models were selling for £2,000 to £3,000, this one was bought for £1,750. 10 years later, and the restoration process continues. The headlights still remain a mystery to this collector due to the complicated wiring, and rusting has led to a new fuel tank being installed. This seems to be a weakness of the TR7, as water is able to drip into the petrol cap and rust the tank from the inside out. Nothing, though, can put this keen collector off as he continues to relish in the delight of restoring this fine classic. Enjoyed to the absolute maximum, this TR7 has clocked up a mileage of 78,000, taking regular trips across the Channel to France. A boot full of spares is always ready to hand for that unexpected emergency. As yet, however, they've never been needed. But let us now explore the concept behind the TR7 to discover how this model, with its definitive characteristics, came about. North America's avid sports car market was seen as the primary destination for the new model. With this in mind, British Leyland, parent company of Triumph at the time, took into account that new US legislation proposed to ban the use of convertible cars. Not only this, but the proposed legislation would also require minimum bumper and headlight heights, as well as bumpers that could withstand a 5-mile-per-hour crash. Harris Mann, stylist at the old Austin Morris Studios, was appointed principal TR7 designer and had to come up with something that would comply with the proposed legislation. Thus, in the January of 1975, the revolutionary wedge-like shaped sports car was born. During this year, the TR7 was available for American export only, and in May the following year it went on sale to the rest of the world. The low front, high tail characteristics truly distinguish this particular TR model. In fact, advertisers based their campaigns on the unique shape, producing slogans such as "the shape of things to come" and "get into the shape." Very often, the car would simply be referred to as the shape. However, the wedge-like appearance was not to everybody's taste. On top of this, Triumph lovers were disappointed with the mere 4-cylinder engine and Morris Marina 4-speed gearbox. As it turned out, the proposed legislation that had influenced the TR7's design did not go through. This was not good news for the TR7, as the more traditional soft-top sports car, such as the TR6, Spitfire and MG, were still available. Triumph quickly addressed some of the criticisms by replacing the 4-speed gearbox with a Rover STI 5-speed box. Later, in 1979, the drop-top model was added. At first, it was available to American buyers only, but the following year this option was open to all. People tend to agree that the introduction of the soft-top version marked a turning point for the TR7, as it was now considered a real sports car. Despite its early problems, export sales, especially to America, did well, and overall, the TR7 became the most widely produced model of the TR range ever. The TR7 also enjoyed some success in rallying, for which Triumph fitted a twin-cam Dolomite sprint engine. For the normal road car, they decided to install a Rover V8 powered version, and this model became known as the TR8. A mere 2,497 of these models were made, available for export sale only. The new engine increased the top speed from 110 to 120 miles per hour, and it could do 0 to 60 in just 8.4 seconds. Such performance improvement enticed many TR7 owners to install the V8 engine themselves. This became a fad that's believed to have reached endemic heights. Other than the feeling of pride and pleasure of restoring and driving a classic car such as this, there are further perks to enjoy. One is the exemption of road tax, which applies to UK owners of classics made before 1973. Although this collector does not benefit from this particular bonus, he does enjoy a cheaper classic car insurance. If one opts for a limited mileage policy, then the insurance is lower still. Altogether, 3 different factories were responsible for manufacturing the TR7. Although this specimen started off life in the Speak factory at Liverpool, certain events led to its completion elsewhere. This was due to the labour strikes of the mid-1970s that affected Britain's automobile industry right across the board. Sabotage was common and, unfortunately, the Speak factory suffered quite badly, leading to its permanent closure in 1978. Production continued at Canley, and this is where today's model was finally finished. The third factory opened in Solihull, where, in October 1981, the last TR7 was made. The final model is now held at the British Motor Heritage Museum in Gaydon, Warwickshire. With its colourful history and revolutionary looks, the TR7 has accumulated a faithful following among today's Triumph fans, continually growing in popularity. This collector would certainly agree, and recommends any enthusiast to join one of the nationwide TR clubs. Many clubs publish an interesting and useful magazine, and members are always keen to offer their help and advice.